Most people think you need to be an amazing coder or have a million followers or have tons of money just to make a good AI agency. I didn't have that, and you don't need to have that either. And even without having that, I was able to build an agency that has done over $600,000 selling AI to businesses. I've also helped tons of people scale to 10K a month, scale to 20K a month, and even scale to 50K a month in 30 to 90 days with the exact same principles that I used. I'm going to show you in this video. No fluff, no hype, just the full straight up strategy that I used and that these students used and that you can use as well. So if you're trying to start an AI agency, or if you're just stuck below the 20K a month mark, this video is going to completely change the entire way you approach your AI agency. Before I dive into all this, I do want to let you know, if you're somebody who learns better with a visual roadmap, I did put together a separate video. It's a short course, completely free, that does show you everything I used as well in even more depth in this video. I highly recommend you watch this video and then go to watch that one. It's just linked in the description. You can go check it out, but I thought I'd let you know before we get into this. So let me take a second just to tell you how I actually got here. I started my AI agency with no background in coding, no background in tech, no skills, no funding, no connections at all. I just saw the opportunity at the end of 2023 as I noticed AI was starting to explode everywhere. And I decided to solve real problems for real businesses using simple automation tools and strategic positioning. And I'll tell you, my first few clients were very messy. I undercharged, over-delivered, which a lot of people think is a good thing, right? But you're selling yourself short, and it's just not the ideal position to be when you're trying to scale. It makes things very, very difficult. And that's what I was doing in the very beginning. But I figured out a system. And fast forward to now, I've made well over $600,000 with my AI agency. And I've helped, like I showed you, tons of people close their first 5K, 10K deals, scale to 10K, 20K, and even 50K a month with their AI agencies, just like I did with the exact same systems that I'm going to show you. So everything I'm about to show you is based on real tangible results, none of that theory crap. Most people try to start an AI agency by just offering ChatGPT or some sort of cool AI tool just by itself, right? But that just doesn't work long term. Why? Because it's not about the tools. It's about the actual transformation that we're going to provide for this client. They really don't give a shit about the tools. Nobody does. They don't care what you're doing with these tools. They just care about what the outcome is going to look like for them and their business. So let's break down the three pillars that actually matter. First is a real market need. Your offer needs to target a painful, urgent problem that your client already knows they have. AI is the solution, not the product. For example, you're helping a coach automate their DMs to get 10 more sales calls. It's not about AI. It's about fixing a time bottleneck that's costing them revenue, or getting roofing companies 10 more inspections per month using AI-powered voice agents. You're not just selling an AI tool because they wouldn't buy it. You're selling them 10 more inspections, which is more business, more money, more profit, more growth for their company. Number two is offer clarity. Most agency owners struggle here a ton, and it's especially beginners, myself included in the beginning. They describe their offer with just buzzwords, right? Like ChatGPT, AI optimization, AI agents, AI tools, end-to-end workflows, all this stuff that businesses don't really care about. That's vague. Instead, you need to package your offer around outcomes. That's the only thing that matters. Clients don't buy tools, they only buy results. Be able to say in one sentence what you do, who it's for, and the result it delivers. We get roofing companies 20 more inspections per month by using AI agents. Very, very simple. Very simple. And that's all it takes, right? Now, number three is proof and positioning. You need to make your offer feel inevitable, like it's a certainty that this outcome that you're promising is going to happen. If you don't have past clients yet, that's fine. Everybody starts out with no clients in the beginning, right? Use demo builds, mock results, sound confident with what you're doing. Be confident, even if you don't fully know how you're going to get these results, be confident when you're talking to the business about it. That goes a very long way. Record walkthroughs of it, show them exactly what the process is going to look like. Build a sample case study, anything to show that you can do what you say you do, and then frame it in a way that shows you understand their world better than they do. And that's you position yourself with a clear offer to solve a real market need. This is not about finding a magic tool or trend. It's genuinely just about packaging solutions in a way that makes them feel essential. When somebody reads your headlines, sees your ads, watches your videos, whatever it may be, they need to think, I didn't even know this was possible, but I need it right now. That is the most important thing. That's the foundation I built my agency on. And once I nailed those three pillars, client acquisition became so much easier and almost just completely predictable. Now, let's break down what my actual offer was that allowed me to scale it to $600,000. So, first thing is identify industries, recognize sectors that are ripe for AI disrupt. I identified industries that were being disrupted by AI, but they didn't know how to respond. They didn't know how to implement it. They didn't know what to do. They just knew they needed it. Same thing when marketing and Facebook ads first became a thing. Businesses knew they needed it, but they just had no clue how to do it themselves. So local businesses, coaches, service providers, B2B, consultants, agencies, really everybody. That's the best thing about AI. And then I looked for friction points that AI could solve immediately: lead gen gaps, follow up delays, manual admin tasks, slow fulfillment, speed to lead, whatever it may be. There's always something that AI can solve. You just need to find it for each specific business that you're looking to target, and you need to be the one to provide the solution that can solve it. Then I built backend automations that solve those problems. Think about like automated DM pipelines, appointment booking flows, speed to lead with AI voice agents, SMS bots that can follow up with these leads, book them in for them on autopilot, all these types of things that you're building to solve the friction points inside of the business. Now, I also didn't try to impress with fancy terminology. I did in the beginning, which is a huge mistake. Talking buzzwords, this is what it can do, all the capabilities. They do not care what it can do. They just care what it can do for them and their business. And so I showed how I saved them time, got them more clients, and made their life easier. That's the biggest thing. That's it. Show them how you're going to make them more money, save them more time, or both, and just overall make their life and their business easier to scale. That is where demonstrating the benefits comes in. Very simple. You just want to show how it's going to make everything they're doing easier and put more money in their pocket ultimately, right? Because that's the biggest thing. And then from there, I productize the offer. And this is what made it very scalable. This is how we were able to scale past like 10, 20K a month to the 30, 50, 70, 80K a month. And that's by productizing it. And that's why you turn it into repeatable productized systems. And this meant I could scale it, delegate fulfillment, and build a clear client journey that was very easy for me to hire people to do instead of me, and to remove myself from these processes and still have the same consistent revenue coming through. Now, what is the offer formula that we use? This is an example of a creative that I literally just spit up with ChatGPT in 10 seconds, but is honestly one that I would run because it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So, for example, this is the offer you need to be pushing. We help X get Y using Z. That's it. That's it. For example, we help appointment setters close 2 to 3 more clients a month using AI-driven automation systems. We help roofing companies get 10 booked inspections in 30 days using AI, or you don't pay. Very, very simple. That formula forced me to keep my messaging tight and outcome focused. Outcome focused. Keep that in mind. Prospects initially understood what they were buying and why it mattered. You can look at this ad for 2 seconds and know exactly what the offer is, right? 10 booked inspections in 30 days, or you don't pay. Very, very straightforward. I also refined my onboarding. And so every client got a discovery call, which is just an initial meeting to understand what they're looking for, what they need, how we can help them, and if they're a good fit overall. They get a custom roadmap, which is just seeing, now that we know what they need specifically, because it's unique to them, how are we going to lay this out and plan it for them? And this shows that you're a professional and you're an expert in what you do when you're doing this custom for each and every client. But you also want to make sure it's not ridiculously custom so that it's super hard to scale, which leads me to the next point, where you get plug and play systems. A lot of the stuff that we fulfill is already templatized using go high level snapshots, make automations, all these types of things that we can easily replicate for each and every client, but make little tweaks so that it feels very, very personalized for them. And then we streamline delivery, and that kept things very, very scalable. It allowed us to keep getting our clients high results. Now, I priced it on value, not hours worked. I had somebody reach out the other day, like, hey, how much do you charge an hour per build? So, man, we do not charge per hour. I don't care if this takes me 20 minutes or 8 hours. If we make you 100 grand, I want 10K, 15K for this. And so that's how we price it. And look, when we first started out, we didn't do that, but you need to price on value, not hours worked, because you're going to sell yourself short. You might charge 50 bucks an hour and it takes you 4 hours, you get 200 bucks, but you just made it something that could make a business 200 grand a year, right? You need to charge accordingly. Don't sell yourself short. Because look, when we started, we had no clue what to price at. Genuinely no clue. The first client we priced, we did 2K because we were like, okay, that's more than we were charging a month before. Let's do 2K up front. The guy closed so easily in like a 20-minute call. We're like, okay, that guy closed easily. Let's up the price of it. Let's do 4K, closed easy. 5K, closed easy. Okay, this is a little weird. We've never closed clients for this much before. Okay, let's try 7K, boom, closed. Okay, let's try 8K. Okay, we're feeling a little bit of resistance, but we still close the guy. So our prices end up being between 7 to 9K for the most part for every single client we closed. And that was where we felt a little bit of resistance, but people were still closing. And so that is how we decided to price it perfectly. Typically, you want to price it for 10 to 20% of the revenue you're generating the business. If you're making a business $1 million a year, you want to charge 100 to 200K. If you're making them 10 grand, you want to charge 1 to 2,000. That's kind of a rule of thumb I like to keep in mind for it. And once you make that shift, everything is going to change for you, because now you're no longer just selling automations, you're selling the actual results. And that is where you make a ton of money, provide a ton of value, and really, really scale your business and your clients' businesses together. Now, when it comes to actually getting clients, right? How do you do this? Because this is a part, right? You can have all these systems, you can not sell the tools, but how do you actually get clients? I didn't rely on organic strategies when I first started, right? I didn't have any social media. I barely post on Instagram. I had no YouTube channel. So that was not something we could rely on. I'd build an actual system around paid ads and a free private school community, and that genuinely just did all the heavy lifting for me. A lot of you guys have probably seen the school community or are in it. We have almost 12,000 people in the school community, and I'll go through that a bit more here, but that is how we scale. Ads, school community, that is it. And so how did it work? Oh, the Facebook paid ads, right? I ran simple direct response ads in the beginning right? No vague promises, no hype, just a clear message like, hey, want to scale to 20K a month with your AI agency? Watch this. Very simple. And these ads push to a VSL funnel, which had a video sales letter that just broke down the offer, showed proof, and ultimately just explained exactly how we can help. This acts as a pre-frame to where now, by the time somebody books a call, they already know everything about us, what we do, how we do it, how we've helped people, how we can help them. And it's a much, much easier way to close these clients. And then once they've opted in, we would also invite them to our school community through email and text, which is just packed with so much value. And a lot of you guys that are watching this are probably in our free school community. As you can see, we have almost 12,000 people in there. It might be at 12,000 by now. And inside the school community, we gave away insights, we gave away modules, we gave templates, audits, and just real actionable value that people could actually use. Like all this stuff inside of here, if people took action with this, we had people who were scaling to 10, 20, 30K a month with just a value in our free school. And that was the whole point. Because if somebody scales to 10, 20K a month with a free value, they're most likely to convert, join our high ticket offer where we will scale them to 30, 50K a month, right? Because they've already gotten so much value. When they get stuff for free, they're going to be like, holy crap, I got all this for free. Now I can't imagine what I'll get if I pay. Give away all the information and then sell the implementation for them to actually work with you. So we made sure anyone who joined the community got actionable wins before they ever spoke to us, before they ever booked a call. And that positioned us as the authority, right? There's just no way around. If you get that much value from it, we're the authority. And it just created demand before we even pitched it. So instead of trying to create cold leads, we were building a warm audience on our own turf that saw me as the guy who actually delivers. And we had a setter inside of the community who was messaging these leads, booking them in. And we saw a direct correlation from people who watched all the modules. There's about 55 modules in there. When they watched them all, we had a 100% close rate. They watched every single module. We also had a little certificate at the end that gave them a discount off the high ticket offer if they watched all the modules. Anybody who watched all the modules and booked the call, we closed 100% of them. And we saw a direct correlation between the amount of modules they consumed and how easy it was to close them. And so it was a massive difference. Somebody hopped on the call and they watched all the modules. There was no sales process. It was just kind of a conversation and then close. There was no actual selling because they were already sold on everything from the free community. And that's the beautiful part about it. And that's really the best part. The community acted as a natural conversation starter. We didn't have to chase people. They DM'd, engaged in posts, and booked calls straight from the content inside the group. And that was what was so amazing about it. It wasn't until later that I added in YouTube. And it was never part of our main funnel. YouTube was never a session starter to engage with people. It just helped expand the authority and drive organic credibility and create bingeable content that fed back to the same VSL, build credibility, bingeable content to the same VSL, back to YouTube. And it's a never ending cycle that just builds more and more trust. Because when you watch this YouTube video, for example, you see, okay, this guy actually does know what he's doing and what he's talking about. And that builds way more trust, builds credibility. You can put a name to the face, and it just builds so much more trust between us. And people only buy from those they know, like, and trust, right? And YouTube content does that so well. And so whether paid or organic, the principle was the same: attract, educate, qualify, convert. Very, very simple. Now, when people join my mentorship or work with me one-on-one in whatever sense, we're not just building businesses, we're building cash flowing client acquisition machines. And here's in a nutshell how we do it. So first things first is we refine the niche. We go deep into who they serve and what results they want to deliver for these clients. We help them craft offers that are not just attractive, because that's not enough. They're undeniable. And so, like Alex Ramosi says, make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no. And we ultimately just cut out all the fluff and create messaging that makes our audience say, holy shit, I need this right now. And then we build a proof stack. Most people underestimate this a ton, myself included in the beginning, because if you have testimonial videos, even just mock builds when you're starting out, it's so much easier to close clients. And it's about stacking undeniable credibility and social proof. And look, everybody in the beginning has no testimonials, right? That's inevitable. But I don't think that's a reason to not close clients, because at one point, myself included, everybody you see who's making money had no testimonials and they still close clients. And so the biggest thing is speaking with confidence. I'll tell you that right now. Number 3 is creating an acquisition engine. This is content, DM scripts, a killer VSL, and a booking funnel that pre-qualifies people the same way that I was showing you that we had ours do. Every piece of this is engineered to convert without requiring them to be online 24/7. And that's the beautiful thing. If you can have people booking calls, paying you, closing while you're not even online, that's when you really start to experience true financial wins and freedom. And we also dial in their content strategy, because it's very, very huge. As you see, our YouTube, right? Like my YouTube channel is massive for nurturing and overall building trust and showing that we can actually do what we say we do. And so we help our clients do the exact same thing: what to say, how to say it, and how to make binge worthy content. Whether it's short form or long form, we craft content that feeds the top of their funnel with the right quality prospects and not those shitty tire kickers. The reason people hit 20K a month with me is because I bring clarity in systems. We don't guess, we test, we tweak, and tighten every piece of their business until it works. It's very much that simple. No chasing shiny tools, no agency bloat, just simple systems, consistent content, and offers that convert the way we know they do. It's nothing crazy. Once that clicks into place, scaling to 20K a month becomes predictable. Not possible. Once this is in place, we can say, okay, cool. This is what we're doing right now. In about 60 days, will be 20K a month. 75 days will be 20K a month at this pace. Very easy to predict. So if you're still watching this, remember, I did not get here by trying and doing 100 different things at the same time. I built a 600K AI agency by mastering just a few things very, very well. One is clear offers that speak to a real urgent problem, targeted acquisition that brings the right people to me, not me having to chase them. And number three is delivering real transformations for every client I work with. And this is by far the most important thing, because you're not going to be able to scale if you can't actually deliver results. You might be able to close 5, 10K a month, but it's eventually going to catch up to you if you can't do what you're actually saying your offer is going to do. That's the same framework I use to help others as well hit 10K a month, 20K a month, and hit 50K a month. And this is just a few. If you want to go see more of our wins, you can find it. We have a whole page that's just filled with testimonials and wins. It's like a never ending scrolling page. So you can go check that out if you want to see more of these. But this is 50K a month, 20K a month, and these guys got to 10K a month very, very quickly. And if you want to see the full model in action and understand how to apply it to your own AI agency, the link is below. No upsells, no fluff, just real tactical value. So if you're ready to build and scale a real AI agency, not just hustle for clients here and there, then click the link below and book a call with me. We'll figure out exactly where you are, where you want to go, and just overall see if you're a good fit. And if you are, we will scale you to 20K a month. That's the mission. I work directly with serious people. If you're ready, this is the fastest path to real results. So smash this like button if this video helped, gave you some clarity. Click subscribe. I'll be posting once or twice a week on all these systems that we're using to scale ourselves and our clients. So I'll see you in the next video.